Well, today gold is doing what gold does best. It's going crazy. Take a look at what the chart is looking like today. Yeah, that's a crazy jump. We're looking at a 15-minute chart and you can see it just flew to the moon off of what happened this morning. You may ask yourself, well, what happened this morning to cause such a big jump in the gold market following yesterday's massive sell-off? It's been a crazy 24 hours for gold, and I want to go through it with you guys here now. So here's a little bit of a look as to what the numbers that came out this morning did to the gold price. You can see unemployment claims, which of course tracks the number of people filing for unemployment here in the US, came out much higher than expected. 236,000 unemployment claims were expected. We had 261,000. This is a big increase and shows a slowing job market. Now, I want you to keep that in the back of your mind as we go back to this price of gold here today. If you see this, you'll see that again, gold is shooting up. Why would gold move up on weaker jobs numbers? Well, it makes a lot of sense if you start to look at it from where the Federal Reserve projections are expected to go. And I want to show you guys really quick something pretty cool about the Federal Reserve's forecast going into the remainder of this year and into next year. So with jobs cooling, it is expected that inflation forecasts here on the screen will continue to see decline. And again, if you're looking at inflation, inflation very much pays close attention to, or reacts very heavily to jobs. More jobs being created means more money being sent into the system and more purchases and houses and cars, and that all drives the price of inflation, as the consumer is a major component of that. If people are struggling, if more people have unemployment problems, inflation is likely to cool. This is why today we see the gold market jumping. Rate cuts, if they become more likely to happen sooner, it is going to be a strong bullish catalyst for gold. And so that's why we're seeing the reaction. There's your fundamental breakdown. Let's have a quick look at the technicals. Price came back down to a level of support. After trying to rally higher yesterday, it failed out on the Bank of Canada's surprise rate hike. So the Bank of Canada was to thank for yesterday's big drop in the price of gold, but today US jobs, we'll put USJ, is the catalyst for upward movement today. Now, where are we at with gold? Is this bullish? Is this bearish? I think it's bullish, and I've been vocal about my bullish ideas on gold recently. As you guys have known, yesterday I got so publicly humiliated when I took a long trade and it didn't work out. Don't worry, I'm being sarcastic. I've done this for a long time. I've been criticized and praised many times for trades that have gone well and gone poorly. It's really something that you kind of get used to, both sides of it. But anyways, where are we going forward with gold? Well, in my personal opinion, I've been bullish and I still am bullish, especially now as we break on the 4-hour chart. This key level of resistance previously was a big sell point. You can see the gold market shrugging that off this morning. Looks really strong. I'm watching for breaks, and if it does break, any attempt of breaking this previous high, in my opinion, could be cause for a bigger pullback, bigger breakout, right? So something like this could be something I'm looking to play intraday if we can find something like that. Again, by the time you watch this video, the markets will have moved a good bit as we take time to edit and put up these videos on YouTube. But in terms of a 4-hour chart perspective, I want to go bigger picture and smaller picture. The 4-hour chart, we have a key level resistance here. If we break out this, I am very much going to be obnoxiously bullish on gold. And when I say obnoxiously, I'm not actually going to risk a huge amount of money on gold. I'm just going to be looking to trade the bullish side. I think this is a blatant bullish outbreak if we can get it around 1980. So that's one that I'm looking out for. But I'm also paying attention to, on the lower time frames, this hourly chart around 1970. A breakout here could actually be something of interest to me to look for long setups. Let me talk also about another trade setup that I'm looking out for, which is the NASDAQ. This jobs claim showed a little bit of weakness, and I am actually really interested on the long side of the NASDAQ. Now, the NASDAQ has been really strong recently, like really strong. And even though this is a minor pullback, it's still something from a momentum trading perspective I'm interested in. So we had this dip to the downside here again, found some struggle, but again, we're coming back to a key level off the 4-hour chart. So I identified that the 4-hour chart had a key level of structure around this area here. Let me give you a number. That is 14,240. and rallied from there. So as we come back into this area and we start to see reaction here, I'm interested in getting long on NASDAQ myself. So I'll drop it down to a lower time frame here off the hourly. I'm looking for pullbacks. So if I take this trade, you guys will see it inside of our Discord channel. And if you're not inside of our Discord channel, then I invite you to join us. Inside of the Discord group, you'll be able to see all the entries and exits that I take, as well as Frank, our other trader here at A1 Trading. You may know him from the live streams. You can learn our strategies. We also have a Getting Funded program. Now, this is not a funding program where we fund you, but we have plenty of informative guides on how to get funded, tips for success, as well as you can join our community where you get to access to our chat rooms, so on and so forth. So again, I am looking out for NASDAQ opportunities on the long side. And if I take that trade, you guys will see it inside of the Discord channel. So I mentioned yesterday, had a little bit of a tough call on gold. I was long. It went very, very well initially, and then ended up stopping me out for a very small loss. So I am looking for gold breakouts, but it's run a really strong move here today. So I'm not looking to chase. I'm just looking for proper pullback setups that I have done for years. So I'm looking for that. Anyways, NASDAQ, like I said, I'm looking for potential just minor pullbacks here intraday will probably get me into this trade. So I've identified my 4-hour chart. I'm now looking at areas like this for possible re-entry here. And if I take that trade, for those of you who are inside of our VIP group, I will be alerting my trades there. I like the idea of putting a stop just below market structure here and looking for a return back to the highs, as NASDAQ has been very, very strong. It's something that I'm looking to trade going forward. So we'll see if we can catch that trade within the VIP group. Again, I like to trail stop. So if I get into this trade, I'll keep you guys who are members up to date with the latest trailing stops. And also, guys, I showed you this screen. I also want to mention that if you guys are interested in getting access to the Discord, you can also message us for a discount. We're doing big discounts today. If you message into the website, click the link at the very top of the description. That will take you to where you can ask us for the best possible discount on our Discord VIP group. Let's keep going. I want to talk about some other things in terms of a smart money tracker. We're still long biased on gold because big money is still biased on gold to the upside. The Japanese yen is the other side of the coin. Japanese yen currency pairs are something I'd like to dive into here quickly today. We'll take a look at Euro JPY pulling back, and I'm actually interested in this one as well. I like the idea of getting long here, and it's actually coming to a level that I'm very interested in. So I think I may actually be taking another trade here. So I might take NAS and Euro yen here going forward today. So for those of you who are inside of the VIP group, like I said, I will be alerting members of my moves there. I like the idea of pullbacks on Euro JPY here. If we can get a little bit of a squeeze to the downside there, I will be looking to get involved on the long side. And part of the reason for this is if we go to let's go to minor currency pairs and pull up Euro JPY, we have a buy rating from the EDGEFINDER right now on several fronts. So a couple things to pay attention to. The euro, in terms of institutional money, is very long. The yen is very short. Retail traders are very short on the euro yen, which is a bullish signal for us as we go against retail, generally speaking. And if we take a look at seasonal trends, we see, in fact, let's pull up the seasonal trends chart. It'll be a little bit easier to see when we go full. So we'll go here and we'll take a look at, again, we're looking for Euro JPY during the month of June. So historically speaking, it's a very slight positive expectancy, but June is expected to be positive. July is essentially flat for the Euro JPY, but again, still giving us a positive there. And I also want to compare things in terms of the central bank forecasts. Let's look at Europe and we'll compare it to the Japanese central bank. So the euro is expected to essentially keep their rates very high going forward. There's no dip in this expectancy, despite inflation expected to cool going into 2024. Short-term interest rates are expected to stay high for the ECB, the European Central Bank. Of course, that is bullish for the currency. Higher interest rates generally attract foreign investment and make the currency stronger. On the flip side, the Japanese yen, take a look at this. They're floating negative with no expectancy to change that going forward. And again, this is central bank interest rate forecast. The short-term interest rates are expected to stay flat to negative in Japan, which is again a bearish thing for the currency, or dovish from the central bank in Japan. So yeah, you see the divergence in the euro versus the Japanese yen. I like this thing from several angles. I like the technicals. I like the central bank divergences there, and I like the EDGEFINDER scoring. So I will be, and as well, of course, as the COT reports. So I've taken into account several things to build a trade: seasonal trends, retail sentiment, smart money tracker, and central bank's forecast. All of these things, by the way, are available within the EDGEFINDER, and we do have this new feature added to the EDGEFINDER, the central bank's forecast. We are ending our sale, by the way, and I know that I put in a promotion to this video, so I apologize in advance, but I want you guys to not miss out. If you've been thinking about it, this is our last full 24 hours of the sale that we're doing on the EDGEFINDER before we raise the prices dramatically. Right now, you're gonna save up to $840+ on the EDGEFINDER if you get it now. And if you wait, you'll miss out on that summer deal. This is gonna be our best price discount of the summer for the EDGEFINDER. You can find out information by messaging us down below in the description. There is a link to send a direct message to our team, or if you just like to sign up, there's a link to the EDGEFINDER in the description down below as well.
Yeah, there's a few pairs I'm looking at, but at the top of my watch list is dollar Swiss, especially off the back of the momentum we've just seen here with some dollar weakness, prices falling right now quite aggressively. Still is. So yeah, dollar Swiss, I'm looking at some shorts for this one. I've had my eye on this one since last week. Hasn't really developed the way I wanted it to. But the reason I'm looking for shorts, higher time frames, we've got this bearish kind of channel here heading to the downside. I'm looking to see if we could be forming the next major lower high in this trend. So as we can see, we had a lower high here. Second one there, I'm looking to see if possibly this week we could be forming a third one in this area. Obviously broken support, turn resistance, really strong area. So we are looking good in this level. So I'm just looking at the full H for price to start breaking some structure to the downside. So earlier I was looking to see if we can break through this support level, and it looks like we might be looking to break through. I mean, this full H candle is just closed here. It's only cleared it by a few pips, so it's technically a break, but nothing that I will look for break and retest of just yet. I want price to probably push away a little bit further than that, and then I'll start eyeing up some retest to catch the next lower high, because it looks like this bullish trend has kind of met its match, and we could be looking to roll over and continue with that higher time frame narrative there. So yeah, dollar Swiss is at the top of the list as well. I'm also looking at CAD CHF for some buys slightly lower down. We got potentially a reversal. I'm not sure if it's going to be a big high time frame reversal for CAD CHF, because everything is still pretty bearish with CAD CHF, but we have seen some nice bullish momentum over the past few days as well. We cracked through some highs as well, so I'm looking to see if we can get a pull back into some areas of confidence here, possibly even onto this high as well. And I'll see what we can get around this area for some longs.
Hey, guess what? I just found a video made just for you. Click this video to help with your trading, and thanks for watching.